in this text, we introduced to a brother named Isaiah. The Bible will have us to know that God come to Isaiah in a vision concerning the people of Israel. And in that vision, God paints this graphic picture of how the people of Israel are wicked. They are sinful. They are low down. And to top it all off, their children ain't no good. Can I parenthetically inject right here? Now, it's cool that you talk about me. You might get away with saying one or two things about my brothers and sisters. But there's two things you don't talk about. That's my mama and my kids. But it's a different thing when God says something. It's a whole different ball game when God's all up in your Kool-Aid. You see, you can't jump bad when God says something. You can't get all upset in your feelings when God is speaking. All you can do is take heed and listen to what God is trying to tell you. So the Bible says in Isaiah 1 and 4 that God said the children are corrupters. Now that's an interesting word, corrupters, but it's a bad English translation. Now that Hebrew word for corrupters is shahah. That's very interesting to me, which actually means they spoil, they rotten, they ruin, and they corrupt. So what God literally says this: you give them everything they want, and you spoil them. And that didn't work. They got in trouble and you bailed them out. That didn't work. They embarrassed you in public and you didn't do anything about it. And now they rotten. And you wonder why they walking around here with their pants hanging down, being disrespectful, smoking and drinking, having premarital sex, failing in school, some cases dropping out of school, all because God says they are corrupters. But God doesn't stop there. In Isaiah 3 and 16, God speaks about the daughters of Zion, or the daughters of the church. God says, because the daughters of Zion are haughty and walk with stretched forth necks and one. I know the old English, so let me break this thing down for you one time. In this Message Bible, what a seminarian called the Ghetto Translation, it gives us a clear understanding of what God is really trying to say. Listen to this Ghetto Translation. It says church women are stuck up. You got me? Prancing around in those high heels, making eyes at all the men on the streets, swinging your hips, acting like your hips are broke, tossing your hair in gaudy and garish cheap jewelry. Wait, let me break it down a little bit more then. Well, God says this then. Well, I see you with your nose up in there. Can't nobody tell you nothing. Your business all up in the streets. Everybody know what's going on. All your dirty laundries have been aired out, and you don't even care what's going on. Walking around here like you some type of movie star in those 6-inch stilettos, blinking those long fake eyelashes at every man. Let me walk you through this. In verse 5, the text says, Isaiah tells God he has unclean lips. Ooh, you missed it. Isaiah tells God he has unclean lips. Well, let me say it this way then. What Isaiah really said, I curse some folks out, God. I have told some folks where they can go. I have talked about some folks in their face and behind their back. I ain't gonna get no help up in here. I have done some things with my mouth I ain't proud of. I've done all those things you said, God. I wear my pants down low. I've been in some trouble, and I had to get bailed out, God. I deal with those women in no high heels, God. I like that Naomi Campbell walk. I like that long, curly weave. I like them supermodels, God. And he said, I too, God, have unclean lips. But Isaiah shows us something right there when he did that. Isaiah shows us how to get a breakthrough. want to be delivered from something. We all want to get a breakthrough from something or someone. And to get your breakthrough, you have to do what Isaiah did. He told God what he needed to be fixed. You see, that devil would attack you in that area that the God needs you the most. What I'm trying to tell you is this. No matter what area in your life you're catching hell in, whether it be your job, your kids, your relationship, or your mouth, that's the area you need to tell God, I need a breakthrough in. I think I got to show you what it looks like. God, I'm torn from the floor up. I need a breakthrough. God, I'm an alcoholic. I need a breakthrough. God, I'm a fornicator and an adulterer. I need a breakthrough. So the question is this. Are you brave enough to tell God that you need a breakthrough? Please don't miss what God is about to do. Isaiah said, I'm all those things, God, you said. I hang around all those people you talked about, and my mouth is dirty. But watch the text. The text says that the seraphim takes a hot coal off the altar and places it upon his mouth. Now, that's my shout right there. After all that stuff he just talked about, high heel shoes, long hair, pants hanging down, God didn't say nothing about all that. He just put a coal on his mouth. You see, the power of life and death is in the tongue. So God said, all you need is a word from me. That if you know something, a word from God will change your situation. Let me say it like this. So when people say to you this, why don't you dress the way you used to dress? You tell them, I've been anointed. Why don't you come over like you used to? Because I've been anointed. Why don't you curse like you used to curse? Because I've been anointed. Why don't you act a fool like you used to act a fool? Because I've been anointed. Why you went in the club last night? Because I've been anointed. Why you smiling every time I see you? Because I've been anointed. How you get a job and the unemployment rate is this high? Because I've been anointed. How you going to get financed for anything with a whole bunch of bankruptcies, slow pays, and you've been laid off? You tell them this, I've been anointed. Right there. Pull a bootleg Dr. Chris Davis on y'all. If you've been anointed, say yeah. Say yeah. Say yeah. But if I would have did that, y'all would have missed a major part of this thing right fast. First, God will give you a vision. Second, you must confess your sins. And in that conviction moment, the cleansing takes place. Now, in verse number 8, Isaiah says, I heard the voice of God saying, whom shall I send? Who will go for us? Now, that seems kind of strange, Pastor Moore, for God to ask that type of question. After he put us on Front Street talking about our kids, then he put us on notice talking about the daughters of the church. And to top it all off, you burned my lips. And you still ask that question? Whom shall I send? Who will go for us? So let me help you. So what God really want to know is, since I gave you everything you wanted, would you go? Since I gave you that new house you prayed about, would you go? Since I blessed you with a new man, since the other man didn't really value you, would you still go? Since I equipped you with everything that you needed, would you go? Since I got that ratchet woman out your life that took everything you had and turned her back on you, would you go? So the question is this right here. God is asking this right here. Are you available? That's what God is asking. Well, if you're available, do like Isaiah said. And do like he did. He said, here am I, send me. Without wavering, without being decisive. Here I am, God, send me. Without resolute, without osculating or flasculating. Here I am, God, send me. Well, good afternoon, St. Paul. May God bless you and keep you real, real good. But I want to know one thing. Next time God asks you that question, who shall I send and who will go for us? I want to know your answer. What you going to tell him?